this in to present and hope that it looks good. Hi, Internet. If this is streaming, which I'll check on my phone in a second. This is the August meeting of Chicago Internet Creators, which is a group for people who make things on the internet. It's run here in Chicago, but we also broadcast on the internet for members who can't attend in person that week, or just people from around the world who want to learn more about making stuff on the internet. So I'm Dave Pickett. My YouTube channel is Brick101. For the rest of this presentation, there will be no discussion of Lego or Five Nights at Freddy's. So sorry to my audience about that. But this is all going to be about goals. And so I'm going to hand it over to Emily and Jason.
You be closest to the camera. Okay. Hi, guys.
Hello.
I'm Emily Zubritsky.
I'm Jason McGrady.
And we're talking about goals today. I feel like I'm inclined to do this, but I know it's right there. But I just really want to look up there.
To do
'cause I
what?
know it's up there.
Yeah, I'm doing that too.
Yeah, but we can look there too. So we decided to do this just because it's really helpful to really cement your goals and share them with people to make sure that you follow through with them. So should we go to our next slide? So the first thing that we feel like is quite important with goals and setting your goals is to make sure that your goals are concrete and clear. So sometimes if you're wishy-washy with a goal, it is harder to achieve it. Do you have anything else to say about that?
No, I agree. I guess like a little bit of background too is that I'm awful at making goals, or I just don't do it actually. I don't make goals at all. So like Emily and I were talking and she was like, "What's your goal?" And I'm like, "I don't know." So I just kind of like put some, like I just said like really what I wanted, and it was really like not defined at all. So we'll kind of like, I'll let you kind of just go through what makes a good goal, and then we'll go through like my thought process and why it wasn't really good.
Yeah, so when we say concrete and clear, concrete is like something that's actually tangible. I guess we can go to our next slide.
Bam.
So you want your goal to be tangible, so it has to be something that you can actually do. So some examples of that, of goals that are not tangible, would be, I think anytime it's related to something outside of yourself. Like, I want to make it to 100,000 subscribers by this date. That's not within your control. You cannot decide that. You can create the best content that you can create, and you can do the best that you can in self-promotion, but that doesn't mean that you are responsible for how many subscribers you have. That's your audience's control, right? So that's not actually tangible to you. You can't decide that you're going to achieve that goal within a certain period of time. But something, if we're going to use that as like subscribers as an example, to make something more tangible would be, I'm going to maybe learn a little bit more about my target audience. That's more tangible to you. You can actually learn about what your target audience is and figure that out better. You can do that work yourself. So that would be a more tangible goal. And then within a definitive period of time. So when you're not like holding yourself accountable to time, it is difficult to make sure that you're gonna do it. I mean, I think we all have to-do lists that we've had for maybe 6 months and haven't done the things on them for whatever reason, just because like there's no one being like, hey, what's up with that? Did you do that? So we would like today to see if we're able to come up with our own personal individual goals that are tangible, achievable within a definitive period of time, and concrete and clear. Anything else to say about that slide, or you want to go to the next one?
I would like to go to the next one.
Okay. We have a couple of new people coming in. Hi.
Hey.
Welcome. Come as far forward as you'd like.
Is that a Naruto headband? Dude, that's awesome.
Right in the plot, yeah. It says permit, but that's only if there's a Cubs 19, and if there's not a Cubs 19.
Nice.
Okay, so we're discussing goals, and so far we have discussed how it's important to make sure that they are concrete and clear and achievable within a definitive period of time, and then tangible. So this is an example of Jason's real goal.
Yeah, so like we were on the phone and she was like, so what's your goal? So I was thinking about it, and like I'm in this like cliche, super busy at work, like don't have time. And so I was posting pretty regularly before, and then that kind of just fell off. And so I'm like, you know what? I want to get back into posting like on a schedule, like regularly. So I want to get back into that habit. So I said that, and then we were supposed to have an animation that had this like, what do we think about this goal? But it's right there. So
so already,
yeah,
you know that we're gonna ask you a question. What do you think the question's gonna be?
So I guess like I was like opening it up to the floor. What do you guys think about that? Like, is it clear enough? Is it concise? Like,
something that's definitely achievable versus for those who just came in, one goal that she said is not in your control. It's like saying I'm going to have 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That's not necessarily in your control.
Right.
I mean, that's definitely something that you would need to break down though into more steps. Like I know Emily has a schedule that she always makes her videos on Mondays, so you would have to do something a little bit more concrete for your goals that you make it happen.
right.
So it's good because it's within your control, but it could also use like a little more breaking down is what we heard so far. Does anybody else have anything else to say about this goal? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say you could make it extra tangible by saying upload videos once per week or once every 2 weeks.
Sure.
Pick a day that's most convenient in your current set of like circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that suggestion was to pick or say that you're going to upload every week or every month or pick an actual time frame. Okay, should we go to the
All
next
right.
one?
So
So then we were on the phone, right?
right, and
Reenactment.
then yeah,
Yeah.
this is what I got back. It was not specific, no time frame, not tangible, and unclear. So yeah, it was pretty frightening. She said it in like a really nice way though, so I was like,
when we're
in the
looking at it,
nicest way
like,
possible.
Let me tell you what's wrong.
Right,
with your
that's
goal.
how I
It's not
summed it up.
specific. It's no time frame. No, but these things are all true, right?
No, yeah.
It isn't super specific, and it was just like this vague, like, yeah, I wanna, yeah, which is cool. That's great. At least there was an idea there, right?
Yeah, no, so I appreciate the honesty and like much more than you just being nice and saying, sounds great.
Cool,
like,
bro.
Yeah. So like that's what I'm hoping we can do today, like just come together as a group, you know, write down some goals and then go through them and give some actual honest feedback that's hopefully helpful.
Because I think sometimes when you're doing goal setting, maybe you're not even doing goal setting. So, hey, welcome. We're happy to have you. First time goal setters. But sometimes when you're goal setting on your own, you don't like have you don't know, you're just like, yeah. But it's like, you're not achieving it because you haven't set yourself up for success with it. Because you worded it in a weird way, or you didn't give yourself a schedule for it or whatever. So, should we go to the next one?
All right. So breaking it down. So we have first a long-term goal, right, which is about 6 months out to a year. So I set this one for 6 months out. I think it's pretty achievable by then. I just want to upload a weekly video. That's it. I feel like that is pretty tangible. It's pretty specific. I didn't want to get like Emily suggested, well, maybe pick a day. And I was like, I'm not wasn't ready for that yet, which is just, I know it's ridiculous. So we're going to keep it like, I'm going to keep it a little bit easier, upload a video weekly.
And I mean, like, if you wanted to go further, he could say, and then in a year I'll pick a day or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like right now this is where he's at, and that's fine.
Right. Yeah, and then I can be totally held accountable. Like, hey, did you post a video every week? Like, hopefully.
Or
yeah.
are you in 6 months, like, are you prepared to do this? Like, are you ready to do this?
Right.
Do you have this scheduled into your life so that you can do it weekly?
Yeah, exactly. So then, kind of just breaking it down a little bit further to like get to that long-term goal is a short-term goal. So we set short-term, we think like before next meeting, and we were hoping like maybe each meeting we can take like a couple minutes in the beginning, go through everyone's goals and just kind of check in, have that accountability, if you guys feel comfortable with doing that. So before next meeting, which is in September, mine is just get a planner, which hopefully I'm able to do. So I'm gonna write it down, make sure you guys hold me accountable for that.
But let's give the background on that. So
Yeah.
the problem with like getting to this upload a weekly video goal that he has was that he was like, I don't know where to find time. Like I've been really busy at work, and I only have like this time, and before work this time, and after work this time. And so like actually getting to the point where you can upload weekly was feeling really hard because he like doesn't know where his free time is and exactly when to be filming for next week's video and when to be editing for like that kind of thing, like
Right.
figuring out where to, and using a planner maybe would be helpful.
Yeah, she was basically like, how long does it take you to film a video, edit it, put it out? And like, I don't know, 10 hours. So I don't have a block usually of 10 hours where I'm just filming and editing straight through, right? And sometimes like I need to break out just filming like in 3 different blocks. So I think this is gonna help where I can plan hour by hour kind of like when I have a span to work on this stuff and make sure that I'm getting this done in that amount of time. And it also kind of limits me too, because like the more time that I have, and especially like while editing, the more time I just spend like in there, just sometimes getting stuff done, sometimes just procrastinating, and it doesn't really look that much better. But I think sticking to this and saying like, all right, I got like 2 hours of this time to edit. It's got to be done here because I need to upload and title, description, tags, thumbnail. Like I need to get all that done and then like release it here. It'll limit my editing, so I can actually get stuff out faster and get it out within the week. So that was the thought process behind get a planner. So that's my goal for next meeting. So I'll bring it in and show you guys the planner.
So we kind of want you guys to go through the same process, and we were thinking that we could have everybody break up into just like groups of 2 and figure out 1 or 2 short-term goals and 1 or 2 long-term goals. And I think short-term could be, for our purposes here, defined as like before the next meeting. So that would give you like a month, if that feels good for you guys. And then long-term, I think 6 months is good, but if you want to make it for a year, that feels like more tangible to you, that's fine too. But let's just say, start with at least 1, but if you feel like you can do 2 short-term, 2 long-term, awesome. And the purpose of breaking up into groups is to verbalize these things that you're thinking of and make sure that they are actually clear, concise, tangible, and reasonable, like within a certain period of time. Because, when you say stuff to yourself in your head, sometimes it's not as cool as when you share it with somebody else, right? And they're like, hey, let's talk about that for a minute. What do you guys think about that? Does everybody have their phone? I think it's cool if you could like write it. I was even thinking for accountability purposes that we do it in a shared document so that if you're comfortable with it, so that we actually can hold each other accountable. So if you like forgot what your goal was next month when you come, we can be like, I'll tell you what your goal was. That's totally up to you guys if you want to do that, but I do think what's that? Shaming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're here to shame.
In a positive way.
Positive shame. Love shame. We're love shamers over here. So, but yeah, maybe start it in a Google document if that works for you. Yeah, we're on Notepad or whatever, but I think we all have phones probably, so it's like an easy place to do it. So,
Take like 20 minutes to do that. And then
yeah,
come back together.
and then we'll come back and we can go through everybody's goals and make sure that they're reasonable for you to actually achieve yourself. Yeah, so
And someone who's willing to air that process on the stream can be my partner up front. And people who don't cannot. And if nobody comes with me, I'll just talk to the internet. So,
right on. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
go team.
Go team. Ready, break.
So,
Hey internet, it's me, Dave. I'm gonna be talking about goals. We'll see if anyone wants to join me, but looks like I'll be all alone up here. All right. Somebody's asking if I speak French. Un peu. As in not really any. All right, let me. And also, do you want to chat up here? I'm fine with just talking to the internet, but I'm also would be cool talking to you guys if you're comfortable with it. Let's all sit up here.
all right, let's do it.
All right, Jason and Emily. We're all gonna.
Jason, take it on.
Let me see. Should we switch to be full screen as opposed to right now? We're just this
Yeah.
little box.
I think so.
Right now, we're just this little box.
Because you're done with the presentation, right?
We're done. That was it.
Presentation and
Yeah.
this. I think I can just like drag that
Nice job.
big.
I forgot to look at the elbow.
And,
It still worked out.
You forgot to look at the other. I
Boom.
actually
You know
didn't
about
look
that.
either, but I feel like we were really
Yeah.
What's happening on the internet?
eye contact.
Cool. All right. Goals. Who wants to go
Goals.
first?
Emily.
Jason already went.
I-
Yeah,
Yes.
so Jason went, and I've been like semi-avoiding it. I was just saying this to Jason because that's hard for me. Because this is a hard activity, and I think the main thing that I've been thinking about is that. So my channel is about comedy. My channel is sketch comedy, and
Yep.
so I think, and my so much backstory, right? But I did move to Chicago in order to take comedy classes, and then I haven't actually been on any stages. Basically because I started my YouTube channel, and that is so much work to keep up with. It's so much editing and filming, and I just
Yeah.
haven't really felt like I actually have time to write material for a stage in addition to that. And so so it seems like, and I'm not particularly interested in stand-up comedy compared to like doing this, but I do want to do it.
Yeah.
And I also think it's a good way for me to self-promote,
Yeah.
and just it's another thing. So-
is it just like perform comedy on a stage, or is it like a specific type of performance? Like would improv count, or do you hate improv?
Yes. What was your question? I want to get to that, but you looked like you were going to say something too. No?
No, go ahead.
Okay, cool.
I had something.
Okay. Yeah, it would be cool to do some improv, and I do have a couple of friends that maybe I could do that with, and there are outlets for that, so that would be fairly easy for me to
Yeah.
at least do a little bit of. That's a really not a good goal. If we're looking back at like how you do goal settings, and do a little bit of improv. That's
Right.
not a good goal. So I'm going to start with. I would like to do stand up. So I would like to do. I would say this is really hard. I want it to be where I'm doing like 2 open mics weekly.
Wow. Whoa. That's a lot.
I know. But,
Especially-
but the way that people usually do it is they like hit up open mics every week or many in a night.
Yeah.
And so if I, you find out where they all are. Like I know that information. I've looked it up
Yeah.
before, So you just figure out which ones work with your schedule, and you just like go to those. So
So you go or perform?
perform.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing, it is a lot because I have to actually have written and practiced material for it
Right.
as well. And whenever everybody's always like, "Oh, have you gone on stage?" And I'm like, "Have you watched any of my videos? Do you know how much time that takes?" So like, when people think that you just like get on a stage and start talking, and that's not how stand-up comedy works.
Yeah.
And so it is like a whole other YouTube channel, basically. Is
Yeah.
how I feel. It's like that much of a time commitment. So I think that I want to like write a couple of bits. I don't know. Help me here, guys.
So
What
it
is-
sounds.
Go ahead.
All right. It sounds like I see two different length goals here, right? One is you need to write material
Yeah.
and start practicing that at
Right,
home,
right.
Like, because until you
Correct.
do that,
You can't go on a stage.
right?
Yeah.
So like going to do you feel like you could do that and go to a single open mic before our meeting in September, or is that too much?
That was literally what I was gonna say, and that's probably a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I was gonna suggest, I like the 2 a week, but I'd say that's like a long.
That's what I think
long-term
too.
goal.
I feel that way
like
too.
a year at least.
Right.
But could we break it down into like a medium long-term goal where like you hit the stage 6 months from now once?
I want it sooner than that. But I think the writing is the short-term goal.
And right.
And then the practicing is like another short-term goal. So I guess write 2 minutes of material.
For our next meeting. Is that reasonable?
I guess so.
Is it?
I think so. The thing is, I just haven't actually done it. So I write ideas down. It's in my head, but it's not actually.
How long, I guess, are you up there for an open mic? I'm not familiar at all.
Sometimes they give you 5 minutes or 4 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay.
So, but you can take less.
Yeah.
I could have 2 minutes and be like, and that's all. You know, that's fine.
And you could also just say, write a draft of 2 minutes material, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because even if it's not stuff you'd be willing to perform,
Right.
you've gone through the process of being like, this is how long it took me to
Yeah.
come up with and commit to paper this much material. And I can read it even though I cringe as I do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
literally forcing yourself to go through all those steps.
Yep.
I like that. I think
Yeah.
that's way more attainable. Like, I don't know, 2 minutes polished in a month, I feel like
Two minutes of a draft.
is
in a
aggressive.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll make you get up and perform it at the next meeting.
Yeah.
JK.
Yeah. I mean, that might be,
Seriously.
but that actually might be like a reasonable goal because it's like, how else am I gonna?
Yeah.
Like, there is no open mic where they're gonna be like, "Hey, we've been waiting for you." Like nobody's waiting for me over there.
Yeah.
It would be kind of cool, like,
I'll do it for you guys, maybe.
Yeah, and the internet would be watching
Right.
too.
Right.
that's what I was just thinking. Like, you could even do a 2-minute video with like a laugh track too.
Yeah, right. Well, as soon as I get it, yeah, I plan on like having somebody be in my audience and filming it so I can put it on my channel,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good idea. I like that a lot.
Okay.
Right, because then going to an open mic is your Monday working on a video because you have it filmed
Yeah,
or
because
something.
I've got it. Yeah, it's really scary. This is scary. This is like the scary. I don't know why it's so scary, but it feels really scary.
Oh yeah. That's super
It
scary.
feels really scary to even like make it official that I have to do it, But it's like I've been saying it for the whole time I've lived here, and I did actually go to. I went to an open. I like met a bunch of people that
Right.
were doing it in the beginning, and I went to an open mic with like this dude I met. And then I met this chick there, and she was really cool, and it was like a really cool experience, but I had kind of dumb stuff to say. I did get up there, though.
Oh really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I did,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
But I mean, it's not what you think, right? It's like basically a group like this, and they're all taking turns going. There's really nobody that's not performing.
Right.
So it's not like you really have your audience is like all people who are just practicing also.
That sounds great.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't like
Is that a
Yeah.
regular thing that they do?
yeah, that's how open mics are
Okay.
for the most part.
Okay.
Because I was with this guy and he was like, I was like just doing what he was doing. And he was like, I'll go to this one and this one, you want to go? And I was like, yeah, okay. Like, show me the ropes. So we like went to multiples. I think we went to 2, but maybe 3.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't remember. But this was a while ago. This was probably in like January last year.
So
Yeah.
I have a goal for you,
Okay.
which is to find an open mic buddy, right?
Yeah.
Like somebody that you actually want to go with and spend time with.
I know that's a really hard goal because that feels like the subscriber thing where like it's hard to.
Yes, that's true. Right?
But-
Yeah, that's not a tangible goal, but if that,
I mean,
like, if that
I
could
want
be,
that. I
But
really
like
want
in
that.
a year, right? So like
Yeah.
maybe you need to go on a open mic buddy date, right?
I need to.
Like find
Oh,
somebody
I do.
who's
And this girl, see, here's the thing, timing's everything, right? Like, I met a lot of people that were like totally in the right space that I
Yeah.
want to be in now. But back then, I was like,
yeah.
I hadn't done anything. I didn't know. Nothing was. Not that everything's stable now, but I was like really unstable then. So I was like, I met this girl, and she was so cool. And I ended up working out with her because we went to the same gym, and I was like, "This is rad." And we're like ladies in comedy. I was like, "This is so cool." And then she was hosting an open mic night on Thursdays ongoing, which now I see how amazing that is. And
Yeah.
I was like, I could never make it. I was always working, and to not go to somebody's event that they're hosting is like really not cool.
Yeah.
Like you're really not supporting them, and you're really not building that relationship, which I know now because my YouTube channel is such a big part of my world that if people are like not watching my videos, I'm like, well, then you're not really my friend.
Yeah.
It's like hard for people who are.
I would have like no
No,
friends.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, you guys. I know you don't have to watch. It doesn't apply to you guys. You're also creators. No, but really,
I
like,
show up to this event
Yeah,
for you.
yeah. Thank you.
That's why you
This
created
is
it.
where-
It's good.
But I came to your event too.
Right,
So we know each
exactly.
other. But yeah. So I just mean like my people in like my world that are like supposed to be like supportive old time friends.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's the only way you can really connect with me right now. So like, be willing to talk to me about that, and then like we're golden. So that was her world, and I couldn't really connect with it yet.
Yeah.
And so I sort of missed that boat, and I feel like I really had an opportunity to like make a friend that was like-minded, similar, on the same path maybe, and I missed it, but it doesn't mean there aren't other opportunities waiting. But
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
lots
Why
of
can't you go
boats
back?
in the harbor.
Right, but like, why can't you go back to Thursday and just show up?
I've never been.
Well,
But yeah, I could go.
Oh, yeah.
I never went, but I did. I texted her a bit after. Like I texted her a couple of times, and I was like ready to go, and she never responded. And I was like, cool. Bummer.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't worry too much about
It's
it.
okay. It's fine. It's fine. I just was like, man.
so do you feel like you want to commit to like having a buddy date?
Yeah. So how about I go to her event, and I don't know if it's still happening.
Yeah.
But I can figure
You
that
can
out.
reach out
Yeah.
and say like, yeah,
Yeah, and then the writing 2 minutes of material is really solid.
yeah. And I mean, I think a lot of creative people like who've been through stuff get that, right? You're not always in the right mind and place
Yes.
to do stuff. So
Yeah.
like, I think if you're
It's true. That's
like
true.
honest and transparent, like.
Yeah.
If she's a cool person, she'll be like, "Oh, I totally get it."
I get it. This
And
is
like,
how, yeah.
thanks for thinking of me and coming, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like if somebody who you hadn't talked to just commented on one of your videos, you'd be ecstatic that they like.
I would be.
Yeah,
I would be.
like
I don't
you-
care where you came from.
Like
I'm
you
so happy you're
still
here.
showed up in the end,
Yeah.
right? And when you were ready, and
Yeah.
it's like that's, I think like.
And one of my friends always likes my videos, and like
Yeah.
even if he doesn't watch it, I'm like, that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
You don't have time. I don't care. Okay.
Alright, so by September, 2 minutes draft.
Write it down. Make it official.
Yeah. Long term. So, what are we doing for the long term? Did we decide?
That was the going to open mic, 2 open mics per week.
And that's
a year.
Is that 6 months or a year?
I think let's do.
It's aggressive.
It's aggressive.
It's
It's
aggressive.
aggressive. When will 6 months be? September. It'll be
February.
You could say like
February
next
13th.
June.
Let's say February.
All right.
Screw it.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 minutes draft, open mic material. By what's the date?
By
I think our next event is going to be September 24th.
Great,
Actually, I've
September
been
24th.
Okay.
messaging with a person about it. So.
Okay, and then 2 open mics a week by
Feb 13.
yeah. 2020.
cool. I haven't done any. I haven't put anything in the works for 2020 yet.
Yeah. Now you
It's the
have.
first thing.
All right. Is it my turn?
It's your
Yeah.
turn.
All right. Hi, internet. Yeah. So I got a lot of things going on right now. Like I'm looking for a new apartment, setting up new healthcare, which is ridiculous. Getting ready to start school in a month, and supporting my husband as he starts his small business. It's like
A lot of things.
that's all also coming to a head in the next 4 weeks, right? That I'll be moving, switching to a new healthcare
Sure.
plan, like all that stuff. So I'm like, I have no capacity for
Yeah,
anything
and
else.
our next event is like your second week of school or something, right?
Right, and I'm running that event. So it's like, I probably already have enough on my plate, but like, that's not the point of this event, right?
But you could just only do long-term goals.
Yeah. Well, but I need to like pay more attention to my channel. Hi channel. Right?
channel?
Yeah, like literally Brick 101
Yeah.
is just like sitting there, and I barely upload to it, right? Like these events are now uploads on my channel, which I'm sure many children just don't understand.
Correct.
But you know, I have like literally stuff sitting in my office that like is like basically a video ready to go, right? It's like as if you already had like a meal ready, right? But you'd still have to like film yourself preparing it and all that shit.
Yeah.
But like you like knew like this would be a
Oh, I
great
see.
meal for a
Yeah.
video, right? Like I have like builds done, like you know,
Yeah, you need to film.
just
you
sitting
need to
there.
Deconstruct, film it. and then-
Right.
Okay.
But like also I'm kind of moving away from Lego videos. Hi.
Did you guys hear that?
I've said it already on the channel, but like people are still finding it out every time I make a new video because like
They're saying it's
because my videos aren't getting as many views now because like I've totally switched content streams, so it doesn't even show up. So like it's this like I'm constantly having to like deal with the fact that my fans are unhappy with my new content, which is awkward.
Going
right?
through the same thing at a much smaller scale, but it still sucks.
with your
can't even
what was your series? Your
imagine. The cooking with cacao, it's a total
Yeah.
fail. Like just awful.
So I've been moving like, and so my new career is all about games, right? So and I've
Yeah.
done video game videos on the channel before. They were actually pretty successful, considering like I had no existing audience for them.
the Mario
yeah,
Maker.
like Mario Maker stuff, and I've done like a Mario Maker video since in the last month.
Yep.
You're also posting on Instagram about stuff that you are doing that's related to other stuff now too.
Yeah,
So
no,
you
I
are,
mean like
doing stuff.
yeah, and like so I know that like going forward, right, the sustainable model for content on my channel has to be about where my creativity is, right? Because like that is ultimately what YouTube channels are about, is like a person's creative outlet, right? So right, for you it's comedy, for you it's cooking, for me it was Lego, but now it's much more games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I just need to commit to like 2 videos a month or something like
Well,
that.
I would say even that though sounds hard because of the space that you're in right now, which
Yeah.
is totally transitional. And that's like saying you're committing to 2 videos about you have no idea, right? So he can commit to videos because he's like, they're going to be about cooking, right?
Right.
And I can commit to videos because they're going to be about sketch comedy. Still, I don't know
Right.
the topic, but like for you, it's like,
Yeah.
so maybe before that, an even sooner goal is like something along the lines of like figuring out, like getting to
Yeah.
a place where you do have more understanding.
Well, yeah, and I mean, like, your goal was about comedy, right? It wasn't
Right.
even about your channel,
Right.
right? If it led to content for your
Right.
channel, that's like a nice
Cool,
bonus.
but yeah.
So, like, for me, right, I should even be focused more on, like, I'm going to make
What do
a
you-
game
right.
or a level,
What do you
or
wanna
I'm going
do?
to play a new type of game that I haven't played before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like some of this will, like, I'm also like in a weird limbo because school hasn't started.
Right.
So as soon as school starts, like, there's going to be a lot of stuff that, you know, I think will guide it. But like literally for the next month, I'm just like,
So,
what should I be working on? you
well,
know?
Yeah.
sorry, go.
No. So
Yeah.
what are you posting? Are you gonna post any more Lego videos at all? Like, do you have any interest in that?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not totally done with Lego. It's just going to be like much more infrequent, and like I've already said, I'm not doing set reviews because that was just like I don't care about. But like,
Okay.
if I've done cool builds and like showing those off. Like I did one of those 2 months ago. I think it was June or July. I don't know. It was on Peridot from Steven Universe.
So, sorry, go.
Yeah.
What are the few, I forget what you posted on Instagram, but they were things you were excited about that you played or participated in.
Yeah.
What were they?
So like I did my LGBTQ Lego series during the month of
Got it.
June,
Yep, saw that.
and I only did a video on the first half of them.
Right.
And so those are literally sitting on a shelf, and I haven't and I did them on Instagram. I did them on
I saw the posts
Right.
on
YouTube community tab, but I haven't done a video, right? And it's like, if I'm a person who makes videos, it feels weird to have this whole thing that is like a video ready to go and I haven't made, and it's like, am I ever gonna make that video?
What
Or
was the other post though? The other post wasn't Lego.
so
Instagram
the
post.
like the VR game.
Yeah.
So I'm working on a VR game, so I've been playing different VR games. So yeah, like
So-
I could stream myself playing a VR game, right?
Yeah.
That's content I have the technology and interest to create.
So you're
but-
interested in that.
Yeah, but I'm also like, I don't know if because it's like a new creative outlet for me, I don't know if I'm ready to be that public with it, right?
Okay.
Like you with an open mic, right?
see what you're
It's one
saying.
thing to do draft material,
Practice
but
it, but then
like
post it on my
when
channel.
I'm like literally figuring out how to use a VR game, like
Uh-huh.
I don't necessarily feel like I'm creating quality content for people, even if some people in my audience would totally tune in and be chatting with me.
What about just like something about the transition from going from this thing to that thing? Like, is that
Here we are. Like literally.
but
Yeah.
but more fun,
Right.
You know?
Yeah. No, I've been thinking about like doing a video about like, hey, this is my new career.
And what you're excited about and what you're scared about, or
So, and like there are some videos that like literally I've been thinking about for over a year that are about like video game analysis, and it's like, and my coach, right, because I have a creator coach
yeah.
who's been literally coaching me on how to like restore my creativity, is like, he's like, I don't care what you do with it, you need to make that video, right? Because like it's literally one of the few things that like, you know, when your brain gets stuck on something, you just
Yep.
like
Yeah.
can't
do
wait,
anything else.
you can't do anything else.
Right.
So I probably just need to like make one of those videos regardless of when it gets uploaded.
Okay, boom. So there you go.
So I should probably make like my Mario Ghost House video analysis video that I've
boom.
been like
So why
dreaming
don't you
about.
say that that's the one video you have to do
That I have to do.
before our next meeting?
that.
Can you do
I don't know if
that?
that's
Attainable.
doable. I could work on this. I could like get a draft of the script done at least because it's
Okay.
like it's a pretty intense
so
video.
make that your goal.
All right, so I'll script out my Mario Maker Ghost House video
Boom.
By September
by
13th.
September
24th.
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 Sorry, I'm just thinking
Ish.
the date of today.
Yeah, I don't know. We're still
Whatever
waiting.
the date is. of
Whatever
that.
the date is.
Okay, but put 24th so that you like
That sounds good.
write it down.
Yes.
And then where do you want to be long term?
Yeah, the
Like,
6th.
so it's still like it's confused. Like, I'm not sure where you want to be, like especially with your transition. And so you still, it sounds like you still want to do Lego sometimes, and then, but you also want to focus on video games. So
Yeah.
like, how do you do that in like an organized fashion?
You
Like,
mean
can
how do I have a consistent brand that I'm presenting
Well,
on YouTube?
Yeah, I mean, so here's like, this is the thing.
Me too. I get it.
But like on YouTube, there's channels that do things all the time. Where they're like, there's a channel that I watch. It's like Fermentation Friday, when
Yeah.
like their like channel has nothing to do with that, or like so. Could you?
Oh, okay.
Can you like later on set a day where it's like this day of the month, like the first day of the month is Lego Day, or
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
that's a
something
good
like
idea.
that.
So setting up an upload schedule of the different kinds of videos that you're doing
Yeah,
weekly.
and so it's like not as often, or
I
you know,
hear
but you set
you.
it up as whatever you want,
That's
and
really
then,
good.
but then
Yeah.
you have the freedom to do your other videos whenever you want.
Yeah. No,
and
that's
you could have like free for all Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's definitely along the lines of what I've been thinking. Is
Okay.
like that I want to like, yeah, be specific about what types of content I'm going to do on the channels,
Yeah.
at what frequencies. But I'm also just like not even ready. So like I might be ready in 6 months to determine a frequency,
So
content
then
frequency.
make that,
That's it.
make
There you
that
go.
your 6 months goal, because if you're not ready yet to be like, I'm gonna do weekly uploads, like don't
Yeah.
do that, you know? Or even saying 2 videos this month, like you're not ready.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, so you don't have to do it then. And then we come back in 6 months and we're like, okay, next goals. What's the short term? What's the long term? Short term, is it really attainable to be on that
Yeah.
schedule? Maybe not. So that's your next 6 month goal after that. You have the
Yeah.
schedule set. It's organized in your mind. That's free. Like,
Yeah.
You don't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. So my goals are draft the script for the Ghost House video for next meeting, September
Yes.
24th,
24th.
Yes.
and by
February
February.
Wow,
13th.
man.
I'm saying it on a recorded video on my channel.
I guess I got it.
Yeah. And second, I'm going to, by February 13th, determine what my content frequency for this
Right.
channel is going to be
Okay.
in the
Should
future.
you say frequency and type, right?
Yeah, content type frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Awesome. All right.
Are we-
You guys hold them accountable for that as well.
Yeah.
Mark that down.
All right.
Remember? Did you hear that?
I don't know. Is anyone saying? Someone said do that,
Oh,
Boom.
cool.
Jack, my
yes.
back.
Jack, there
Right
you go.
on.
but
I
they
love
might have
it.
been talking to somebody else in the chat. It's been
No,
going. There's a
they
whole
weren't.
mythology about some circle that's been happening
Oh.
in the chat while we've all been talking.
That's, like,
I've been
not
watching it
about
up
this?
there,
Oh.
so I've been secretly multitasking.
Well, that's distracting.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm gonna go now. I was just okay. Well, I'm gonna go now. I was just checking in.
Yeah. Anyway, we're at 6:42. When do we want to bring everybody?
I think that probably now. Is
ready?
everybody feeling like they've had a chance to discuss and come up with their goals? Okay, let's come
Alright.
together and like
I'm
discuss
gonna
them as a group.
leave the front.
Are we? And we're staying on, right? Okay. Okie dokaroo. Cool. So, who would like to go first? Should we just go in order? And is everybody comfortable sharing your goals with the group?
Well, too bad if you're not.
If you're not, you can leave. Just kidding. Love shame. Love shame. Hashtag love shame. We should all start using that hashtag.
can
So,
start
would you like to begin?
Yeah, I
Can you tell us your name?
can. My name's Arion, and my short-term goal is to get back into my scheduling, my regular scheduling drops, because I used to do it once every Friday, and then I fell off because I wanted to get more quality instead of quantity.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting back into my groove and
Video, right?
videos, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And since that's your short term, are you willing to before the next meeting? So within a month.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Okay. So you're doing weekly videos starting
On
next-
Fridays.
Yeah.
Not Fridays.
Any day, just weekly videos.
It doesn't matter what
Okay.
day. It's just every single week you have to do it, and that you'll be there by next month.
Yeah.
Rock on. What's your second or your long term?
To get 1,000 subscribers in the next 6 months to a year.
Okay. What do we think about that one?
I think they came in after you used that example at the beginning.
Okay. So the thing about that is it's tricky because it's out of your control. Subscribers are like what they choose to do is not within your control. So it's difficult to have your goal be based around something that you cannot physically control. So what would we do instead? Like what would be a better way to set yourself up for success?
What was the long-term goal again?
1,000 subscribers in 6
6
months.
months.
So, like, how do you think you would get those 1,000 subscribers? Like,
Like eventually making business cards and then passing them out at my job.
okay, there you go.
So I would say like self-promotion, like get business cards would be a more tangible, like purchase business cards
Yeah.
within 6 months. That's a reasonable thing to do.
I've been talking about getting business cards for like the rest of this whole year. So
Okay. So in 6 months, can you say that you'll do that?
yeah.
And then you could say something also within your control. Discuss it's a YouTube channel, you said?
Yeah.
Discuss your YouTube channel with at least however many people a week.
Yeah.
So like 3 people a week or 10 people a week or whatever feels tangible to you. Like if you are high volume, like meeting a lot of new people all the time, you could say like 10 a day if you wanted to. You do you. But did you have something to say about that? Were you?
No, I was just gonna say, right, and then you hand them a business card, right? So like if in-person marketing, which is one of the ways I've grown my channel over the last decade, is in-person marketing. So I think that's a great way to think about it.
And that's
Yeah.
within your control. Like I can speak to 10 people in a week about my channel. You're doing that yourself.
And you would know because you got rid of 10 business cards.
And because you're you.
And yeah, and
Okay.
You're doing sketch content, but is there a way that you could collaborate with someone else or include another YouTuber that has a bigger audience than you as part of it, or somehow collaborate with them that you talk about your channel and their channel or something? That's a good way to raise subscribers as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Just like being with people and seeing what
Networking.
That's what my goal is.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Darian.
Hi, Mike. Mike.
Cool.
So my goal was around subscribers as well. So
Short term?
Yep, short term. So I'll reframe that.
Okay.
I guess I would have to say that increasing my watch rate, right? So the number of minutes that people are watching, percentage.
What can you do to
Yep.
do that?
So I think it's about bringing better quality content.
Okay.
And content that's released on a more consistent basis.
okay.
Yeah. So right now, I've just been in the predicament of family life, work, where for the past month I haven't had content go out every week or maybe every 10 days like I would like to. And so those two things I think would help increase.
So that's basically the same as
Yep.
Similar, yeah.
yeah.
Yep. But that's your short term?
Yeah, that would be my short term. So my long term was based on subscribers as well.
So for your short term specifically, 10 days is
Yeah,
the
so-
minimum of when you want to go between videos, right?
No, so like minimum, I try.
I'm sorry, maximum. Sorry.
Maximum, yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so I try to get a video out at least once a week
Okay.
at this point. And
The other one, like, I don't know, I mean, maybe you disagree, but the quality video, like, that is also fairly subjective. Like, it,
I don't really think so.
well, but I guess what makes it better? What makes it better quality?
So
You mean just like the video
production
itself?
Quality. Production quality. So I am. I think I'm pretty. I want to have high production quality in terms of the video itself.
Mhm.
Take a look at the video.
let's go specifically to quality then. What would help you get your videos to the quality that you want them to be at?
So I'm sorry if that wasn't clear. My videos, I think, are already at that level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's about just on a consistent basis.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay. So you like the quality that they're at. You just want that to happen quicker.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then is setting a goal, so you want them to happen every week. So your goal is
Just really about setting a schedule around scripting, editing, producing, editing, and then releasing.
so to make sure that your short-term goal is very clear for yourself. What exactly do you want it to be that you can accomplish within 1 month?
I would say releasing 4 videos within the next 30 days.
Great. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And to
Perfect.
break it down for yourself even further, if you have to do that, it's going to be like probably similar where it's like you're scheduling in like at what point in my week am I going to do the editing for video for next week?
Yeah, like when you mentioned 10 hours for a video, like wow, that's like, to me that'd be awesome to do 10 hours because it's like 3 days worth of scripting, filming, editing, and then I guess all day basically of editing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no shit.
But your quality is probably at a much higher level.
Yeah, I mean, I watched one of your videos.
They're not great. Like,
Oh my God, they're so good. I love them. They're so good.
Yeah.
not like, but like quality wise, it's not. It's very basic, I guess. Is
Whether it's basic or not, but there's still like there's people who put time, as a viewer of your videos, you can tell when people they put time and effort into it.
Right.
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 And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. So, what was? Did we do? We didn't do your long-term goal. What's your
So again, that would be the increasing my watch time.
increasing watch time?
So like right now, I get like a 46 or 47% watch time of my videos. And trying really high. Thank you. That's great. So I think that kind of speaks to 2 things. One, the quality of the video, right?
Mhm.
The engagement with the audience. But I'd like to see it higher. I'd rather see like high videos or higher watch time. So really, if I produce things more on a consistent basis with the quality that I have been, I think I should lead to those things.
So one thing you could, again, that's totally within your control around like that might lead to watch time, so you already covered frequency.
Yep.
I think the other thing would be experimenting with the format of the content, right?
Yep.
Like length. So you could commit to 1 video per month, changing
Something up,
variable,
yeah.
right?
I like that.
And
So there was
running
something
kind of
that we
tests on
mentioned
it.
here the last time I was at the event was it was like hero. I don't want to take all the time. Anyways, it was just coming with 4 different themes around your videos. It was at the week work.
That was the one on titles that Nikki ran.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Anyways, I've been trying to follow that format, and it seems to be successful for me and my audience. But anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So your 6-month goal then to keep it within your control would be to, did we say, do you want to do like experimenting 1 video a month, changing up your format? Do you want to?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the watch time again is like not within your control. The thing that is in your control is how well you're doing your work.
I partially agree with that statement, not to be
Yeah.
combative, but I partially agree with that statement because you can control the quality of your video.
So then you have to say that.
yeah.
Like, making
Yeah.
sure that your video quality is up to whatever you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey, I'm Dave. I already did mine on the internet, but for those people in the room, my short-term goal for next meeting is there's this video that I've literally been working on in my mind about analyzing all the ghost house levels from Mario. For over a year, I've been like working on different pieces of it, but I've never actually made it. So I'm going to actually draft the script for that video by our next meeting, because that alone will be a lot to do with what else I have going on in the month. And then my long-term goal, 6 months, is right now I have like no content plan for my channel. Like this is on the channel right now, right? but like there's no established frequency of content types right now. I've just been posting whatever after I was gone for like 8+ months. So just by February, committing to some kind of content frequency again, because whether that's one video a month or 2 videos a month, just having a plan and like committing to it by February, because I'm not ready to do that right now.
Cool. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hannah. I'm actually just tagging along with him, but I'm learning so much about everything that you guys are,
You don't have goals out. I mean, you can still do goals.
You might actually start
You
on
might
like a
have
blog.
to start a couple vlog, whatever.
Yeah.
There we go.
Cool.
That's
There you go.
I think that's like our.
Which actually we're going to London on September 13th.
So we're gonna do
Oh, nice.
So that might be like
The beginning.
okay. So you can set a goal
Yeah, I
for
think
that.
that's one, yeah. Well, I think I have to sign up for like the YouTube channel. I don't have one, so I think that's the first thing that I have to do.
To just begin one.
Yeah.
Great. So
And then learn like all the
how to use it.
So why not just create it for like our next for next month, right? Our next one is September 24th. You said you guys are going to London on the 13th.
Yeah.
So are you planning on filming that?
Yes.
Okay.
Like everything.
When do you guys get back?
It's gonna be like a daily vlog. I know, like a
A
Oh,
daily?
you want to do a
Yeah.
daily? Okay.
So
For the
it's
whole
gonna
time
be-
you're gone.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're gonna go to London, and then we're gonna go to Amsterdam for 2 nights.
Nice.
And then we'll go to Paris for 1 day. So all that, like how to from here to London, and then London to Amsterdam, and then
So where would you want to be with that content on the 24th, on September 24th, which is that's the
probably like already
posted it like
Yeah.
videos edited posted
Yes.
on the new channel. Okay, and that's attainable.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
well, yeah, because I do video.
Because you'll do it together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Videos like
Got it. And you already are
Yeah.
doing it, so you like understand what it takes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Perfect. So that's your short-term goal then.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
What about long term?
Long term is maybe keeping it for at least 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. Doing like,
Keeping it up and running.
Yeah. and then
Well,
see what-
we're getting a new place on September 1st. We're actually moving in together. So that's like another good news. And my sister actually does real estate, so we can try and buy a house in a year.
So like the process of all
Yeah.
that,
So
like that.
if everything goes good with the intro within the 6 months, then in a year, it's like
One thing I would say about your travel thing is that you don't necessarily have to post it as soon as it happens.
Yeah.
Maybe thinking about it as a series and spreading it out a little bit. Even
Yeah.
if the trip itself happens in a short, like let's say the trip was a week, you spend a month doing
Yeah.
a couple of London things and one on Amsterdam and one on, like spread it out. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be
All in the
boom,
same.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
so kind of make it look like we traveled for a month.
Maybe.
I mean, it doesn't have to be video time on YouTube doesn't have to be real time, you know?
Yeah.
And like realistically, do you want to be editing your videos on vacation? That sounds like hell to me. Like I don't want to edit on vacation.
Probably when we
No.
come
So
back.
we won't
yeah.
have like a lot.
I mean,
Right.
I think you could film things saying, okay, each thing and these are the things that we make sure we want to capture on video, and then kind of be pre-editing in your mind about what you're filming.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just I think you need to go with what happens and go with the flow and enjoy your vacation, and then come home and edit it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The internet world doesn't know that you've been on September
From the 30th to the 22nd.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Stalkers.
Right. Oh my gosh, if we only could upload like accurately timed things.
Yeah.
That'd be super weird. Okay, so do you want to do, are yours kind of the same or
Mine is, I
totally
went to
different?
school- I went to school for audio engineering, so I pretty much record singers and like instruments too. But my short term is to like be consistent, which is really hard.
Yeah.
Like I can be like 1 month I can do like 3 videos, and then there's like a 6 month gap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mhm.
So
So how consistent do you want to be? Weekly?
Yeah.
That's for your short term?
Yeah. Which is pretty hard because
It is.
Like I can't like you can flip a book and then that's what I'm gonna cook for the day. Like you need,
Right.
what people really like is the equipment. And I can't just like go to a store and buy something and then pull it over.
So, like, I mean, are you setting yourself up for failure then with that much to do in 1 month? That's a lot. Even like with no equipment, like you said, like I can go to the store and cook something, even that's a lot.
But then there's the time like, oh, I'm gonna equipment.
Well, and like you said, it is expensive, so it's not like realistic for you. So how could you get this to be a more realistic goal? And do you want it to only be equipment, or do you want it to be,
That's what I'm trying to.
so then financially what fits in your budget for it to be equipment, and then what other types of videos can you do? This is kind of what we were talking about, which
Yep.
is not just a uploading schedule, but like a type of content schedule. So like every first, second, and third week I do this type of video. On the fourth week I do equipment. And that way you're like setting yourself up for success, because right now that seems like it could be difficult for you to follow through with.
Yeah. Do you have an idea of like what other content you want to do?
Video.
Educating about video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because video is kind of more, people like video more than audio. But
Okay.
audio is more important than video.
Right. Right.
I'm an audio engineer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So then would you want your three, like do you like that, doing 3 different types of video and the fourth is equipment? So then could you do 3 that are about video? Do you feel like you have enough
No.
content for that?
Right.
So then
Perfect.
could you do you could set yourself up for doing 2 videos a month, and 1 is about video editing and 1 is about equipment? Is that realistic for you?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay.
You could pull it back even more too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
filming a new content type is like starting over again
Mm-hmm.
too. So just know that, like that video about video
It's gonna be so much.
yeah, that Inception video, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's up to you, but I would make it real. My goal is to get a planner. I need to go on
We
Amazon
dumbed it down a lot,
and
you know?
order it, and like that's what I feel is attainable. And even like 2 videos, that's
So
still,
like if we're realistically looking at your life, like you work 40 hours a week. Okay, but still,
even worse.
How many hours a week do you work, you know? How many
mean-
hours do you have available to do content creating, like doing your filming, doing your editing, doing your like YouTube back end stuff? You know what I mean? Like really break it down for yourself reasonably. What can you actually time-wise fit in? Not to mention like you guys are moving and buying a home. I mean, just like you have to be realistic for yourself. Otherwise you're going to be like, oh man, I didn't do my goal. You want to be able to reach your goals.
And going on vacation.
Yeah, and going on vacation too,
Like,
right?
That's so much.
But there's actually one studio on the Abbey Road studio, and that's where the Beatles used to.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's like,
So you could do a video for your channel
Yeah.
on that while you're traveling.
Right.
But still, even so, you might want to do the editing when you get back, right?
Yeah. So what's like a goal that you can for sure get done? Can you do
In a month.
Yeah, in a month. Can you do 1 video on video, or can you do 1 video on audio equipment?
yeah, one audio, one video, probably.
You think-
Probably just 2 videos a month.
So
You think both?
within like a month from today, though, really think about that. Like a month from today, what can you actually accomplish? What do you think? We're like grilling you, but I really just want you. I just want you to be able to do this.
I just
you
think
know?
it's a lot. I think that's a ton. Like if I were in your shoes, I'd be like 1 video,
Yeah.
and
I committed to a script.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like these short-term goals that we're getting out are like we're almost positive like we can attain these. Like I want it to be the same for you, because if you set yourself up for failure, then it just isn't. It's not going to be helpful. You know what I mean? So like.
How about a short-term goal, getting one video out by the next meeting, all that you want about going on the movie, the vacation,
Yeah.
all of
It's,
this.
yeah.
And then the long-term goal is to
Do the 2 videos monthly.
Yeah.
Right. So can you do 1 video before a month?
Yep.
Great. And then you get to pick whether it's a video creation video or if it's about equipment, audio equipment.
Yeah.
You pick.
If you do more, that's awesome.
Awesome. Then we're going to be like, that's great. We
Yeah.
underestimated you. But if you don't, like, totally fine. Like, you're welcome to just do the 1, you know, if that feels like you can do it. So 1 video before the next meeting, and then what was the 6 month? 2 videos a month
Consistent.
consistently in 6 months. Cool?
Yeah, it sounds a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds fun. Because I think I'm just like, okay, everyone on YouTube says every week, you know.
But you can't start that way.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
You also don't know how many of them have a team or helpers or whatever that are putting stuff out every week,
Yeah.
right? You know?
I'm doing a video weekly, and I did it since October, and then I took a 3-4 week break because I really feel like I burnt myself out doing weekly videos. And these videos are under a minute. I'm not joking. So like for an under a minute video, I mean they're heavily edited in my defense, but doing them every single week was like burning me out with also working and life. So, and I'm gonna get back into it, but it's like set yourself up for success. Success. Okay. Next.
Melanie, for those who don't know me, I have a channel called Pernese Reviews. Pernese means foreigner indie, so I review Indian cinema. I do trailer reactions and I do film reviews. So part of my problem with planning is that trailers just drop. Think about like a Marvel video, the
Yep.
trailer just drops. And so like the trailer just dropped yesterday and it's 10 o'clock at night. Where's the video? You know, so I do things very quick. I'm not spending hours and hours and hours editing, or at least I'm trying not to. But so that is trending content, but it's like it spikes and then it's gone. So I would like to have a goal of doing more evergreen content, which for me means doing film reviews and classic films. Because my audience is mostly in India, and so they're constantly recommending, well, if you like this, you really need to see this director's, this film from the 90s or whatever, that's his classic film, that's the amazing film. This one was equivalent of an Oscar award-winning film, you need to see this. And that's, and I put one out last week, and it gets a lot of response, and it's sort of an evergreen thing that's always there. So my short-term goal is to do a classic movie, like 2 a month. So right now it's just sort of random when I fit it in. I don't have any kind of a schedule with it. I'd like to be more consistent with that. And then, you know, when I was driving here, my long-term goal was, you know, like the subscriber count thing, which is too intangible. For me, I'm trying to learn more about Instagram. I don't know exactly how to promote YouTube on Instagram since you cannot put a link.
Right.
But I've created an Instagram for my channel, but I haven't consistently posted anything to it because I still don't really get how to, you know, do I need to do a 1-minute clip of it, and then to see more, I don't know exactly what the best way to do it, but that's kind of my long-term 6-month goal is to learn more about it and maybe use that. Because my audience is 90% male. It's not necessarily what I want it to be, but I'm wondering, like, are there more women in India on Instagram than there are on YouTube? I don't know.
Oh.
So,
that's interesting.
You know, reaching possibly a different audience by using a different social media.
So like figuring out an Instagram strategy
Is a
is
6-month goal.
Learning about it.
right.
Can we go back to the short-term goal for a sec? So within a month, do you have 2 specific movies in mind that you'd like to review?
I mean, sub-goal within that is
Uh-huh.
I will probably not live long enough to watch
All
all
of them? Yeah.
Finding the movies to watch, that's no problem. It's
Okay.
just picking which one, what might make sense. Like this particular actor has another movie coming out the next month. Maybe it would make sense to watch one of his classic films this particular month. So scheduling it out, being thoughtful about it.
So that can be your 1 month goal, is to watch one movie that actor is in before the next meeting.
I think I can do it and do a review too. Like I know myself
Yeah.
that I can do all of that. So,
Okay.
Because I'm not like you guys with a 40-hour week job or whatever. So
Okay.
I can fit that in. I can do it. It's just kind of scheduling out and being thoughtful about it.
Right. And then with the Instagram thing, so it's sort of like, it's a little bit vague because it's like learn a new platform. But also I feel like I'm still learning Instagram and it's really hard to learn a new platform. So
It's hard for the whole like.
it's hard for everybody though. I mean, I Google stuff about like Instagram all the time. What would be, same for you, right? Like,
I'm
it's
not
hard.
on Instagram. But like, I don't know. I mean, maybe coming up with like, again, you could go back to consistency on Instagram. Like, if you have a strategy that you're using, whether it's posting pictures or 60-second clips of your video, like whatever that is, like as long as you're being consistent, maybe with whatever it is in the next 6 months, like maybe that helps.
Or you could even have like in the next 3 months be posting something weekly on Instagram, and then in the next 6 months like have done some research on promoting on Instagram as a platform. Because I think it's hard. I think it's really hard. And it's so much work to do just YouTube that it's like a whole other
Right.
thing.
That's kind of my struggle. Like with Facebook, I go back and forth. Like, do I just post a little clip, or do I upload the whole video natively? Like, I don't know what really helps and is going to reach people. I haven't spent money to promote a particular thing that I am. I haven't explored that either of doing, Facebook promotion. I don't know if it will help or not, but yeah, all of that.
All right.
Yeah, cool.
So,
Thank
all right.
you.
Short term is two classic films in the next month. Long term is there was a lot. Yeah,
Instagram.
Instagram.
Completely.
It's just
Yeah. No,
be the
oh my
best.
gosh. Good luck with that.
Be the-
Man, me too. Have the most followers on Instagram out of anyone in the world.
That's who's number one, Demi Lovato?
I don't know. Who is number
It's
one?
an egg. There's like a picture of an egg.
Oh,
It
it's
is
the
the
egg.
egg.
Ha, ha, ha.
That's the most
That's
liked.
so ridiculous.
Yeah.
The egg's most like, I think Demi Lovato's the most.
Followed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So depending on what you go by.
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Likes and follows, so. No,
It's like
that's
the
not
most
that.
Setting the bar high. I know, right?
inhabited floor or
Right.
Yeah. What really makes it so tall? Okay, are we good with that? You feel good about that goal or those goals? Cool.
I'm Nathan. I'm an artist, and I'm kind of the opposite of Melanie in that I started on Instagram and now I'm trying to expand onto YouTube. And so, in terms of, I guess, one short and long-term goal is just to sort of maintain consistency on Instagram. I'd like to sort of maintain the one post per week upload on Monday at around noon.
On Instagram?
On Instagram. And then short-term goal for next meeting, maybe upload 1 or 2 YouTube videos, sharing some of the work I do. The bottleneck in terms of time is that I do time lapses in my artwork, and they're very long videos, and so transferring them from phone to computer and uploading and everything.
Yeah.
It's a very slow process, and I'm not a very patient person. So, at this point with YouTube, I kind of just want to stick to let's focus on one video at a time, and as soon as I'm done with that video, move on to the next video.
So I would say before the next meeting, do one. That
Okay.
seems more
Yeah.
attainable than
Yeah.
2.
Have you done one before?
If I do 2, then great. Yeah, I have 2 videos up on YouTube.
You do? Okay.
Um,
Do you film it in a time lapse?
It's like fast forwarded.
Or do
Is
you
it-
do that in the editing process to make it faster?
I do that in the editing process. So I film a video.
Oh, I see.
Maybe there's an app that just time lapses it automatically.
you that could be another short-term goal, is looking into maybe a way to make it easier for you to create videos.
Yeah. Look into things to sort of make the editing process more efficient. So I guess in terms of short-term goal, that could be try and see if there's one app or program or something that automatically time-lapses while you're filming it.
Yeah.
So I don't have to sit around and wait for like. It's really tricky with the mural too, because I have videos on here of me painting this mural gig that I got, but they're like an hour and a half long each.
Oh my
And
gosh,
so
yeah.
it's like,
Let's speed them up.
yeah, but in order to speed it up, I would have to put it onto my computer and then increase the speed. But even if I were to speed it up substantially, it might only have 20 minutes. So it's like I have lots of video and I don't know how to upload it.
Mhm.
So like a long-term goal of mine would be to consistently share mural videos on YouTube. And to sort of be familiar enough with the editing process of these really long, time-consuming projects and put them on YouTube.
So how consistent do you want to be?
Well, a lot of it is outside of my control because trying to find gigs can be. It's like there's so much I can do. I can maintain contact with the leads that I have, and that's a short-term goal of mine is to put together a list of the leads I have for professional work, and to maintain consistent contact with people on that list. And long-term, I would like to sort of keep that list filled with maybe 3 to 5 people on time or something like that.
Okay.
And maintain consistent contact with the people on that list. But as for which of those leads sort of turns into a solid commission opportunity, that's up to the natural course of events.
Yeah, and so your videos, what you were saying originally is you want each video to be just based on the project. So once
Yeah.
you finish a project, then you do that video for that project.
Yeah, so I guess that could be a short-term goal is to videotape the work that I'm doing, and then
There you go.
figure out how to make it into a YouTube video after that.
So I feel like you had 4 short-term goals, 3 short-term goals in there.
A lot of those.
And so in order to make it so that it's your to-do list isn't unrealistic
Yeah.
for the purposes of this activity, I would say pick 2 short-term goals that you can actually accomplish before the next meeting. And one that sounded good about that was doing one video, uploading one video before the next meeting.
Right.
Do you think that you want to do more than that, or do you want to just stick with that one?
I think one video is good because a lot of this other stuff I want to do, I want to put together the list of leads.
Right.
Because I just got this first opportunity recently and I have some momentum. I have some other prospective opportunities and I want them to sort of follow through. And so I don't want to let those opportunities pass. And so I think it's important for me, honestly, number one goal at this point is to stay in contact with my leads.
Okay, so make that your
Yeah. And then
short term.
if the Instagram, I think I've gotten proficient at it enough for one post per week and not that difficult.
Okay.
So maybe do that and also just make a point to film the artwork that I'm doing for Instagram. I mean, worst case scenario, I put up a video that's just time lapse and music in the background rather than me talking. That's a little more time consuming, but it's perfectly decent content. So
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of a jumbled mess of goals.
I mean, do you feel like they're organized for you? Did you write them down?
Yes, I have them. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I guess short-term goal, list of leads, or one YouTube video. Long-term goal, maintain a list of leads, and maintain a YouTube upload schedule.
Cool.
Maybe not a schedule, but like
Consistent.
Regularly, consistently, yeah. That's good. That's great. Awesome.
Awesome.
Like, yeah.
Yay.
Hey guys, my name is Jeremy. You haven't met before. I'm a recruiter by day, but at night or for like side hustles, I do like social media accounts, volunteer at the dog pound, hang out with you guys, great people, beautiful people. But my short-term goals, I fall in a trap where I take footage wherever I go. If I travel or hang out with friends outside the city, be through the camera on the phone, or through the drone, or DSLR. I never use it, but I have this great idea of like a Michael Bay movie or like Steven Spielberg production. So a short-term goal, I'm going to Miami for friends to celebrate birthday on Labor Day. I get back on the 8th. Within 48 hours from that, I want to put together a 45-second clip for Instagram of my whole entire journey.
Awesome.
Put it out there, because I know if I give myself a 10-day goal, I wouldn't do it. I was procrastinating.
Yep.
Or I'll get depressed, get that post-travel depression. So my goal is within 48 hours when I get back from Miami to Chicago, upload the video. Same drone shot, could be me just doing jumping jacks, be really drunk. Let's get out there. Because I never put myself out there. I do videos for trainers for like manufacturing companies, but I never do my own content.
Yeah.
But I always take my content just to practice. I guess that's why I explain it. So that's the short.
So what date is that? Is that on the 10th?
The 10th is the deadline.
10th is the deadline.
I return back from Miami the 8th, and then I got close to 48 hours to get it done.
So you got a video posted 45 seconds on Instagram by the end of the day on the 10th.
On the 10th.
And is this
All right.
video going to be edited?
Yeah.
So you're going to be able to do all that editing within 48 hours?
If I don't, I won't do it. No, I know myself well enough. Like you give yourself a longer time frame, you procrastinate.
Yeah.
You start
Okay.
watching YouTube
And
videos.
you feel like it's reasonable for you to do that?
Oh yeah.
Great.
I think once you get started, I think you just don't stop. Some people feel
Yeah.
that way.
I get that mindset.
Yeah.
Like you get the idea, like one scene comes out of another, and you get the mindset, like, oh, I remember I did this.
Yeah.
I should find that. So
Yeah.
I think that's the way I work. It doesn't work for everyone, but I think once you get it going,
Yeah.
regardless if it sucks around, you feel much better. You got it out. And that's the feeling I want to have.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it. You can have like negative 2 views.
The views got taken away.
My own account rewatching it, so children were watching, but whatever, at least I did it.
Yeah.
For long term, it goes back to I have 4 like 1 terabyte drives of videos for the past like 4 years.
Wow.
I've done nothing with it. Outside like extract it from the phone, extract it from the drone, extract it from the camera, and put it on there. I'm gonna clean it up. That's it. That's my.
That's
What does that
6
mean?
months?
Like clean it up
Like
as
either
it.
delete, like either just format the drive, or organize it so I can use it for something.
All right.
Because my solution as a place is buy more drives, buy more devices.
Right.
And then eventually, you have an archive,
Yeah.
of stuff that you can use in the future if you ever use it. But an archive just really just gets fragmented.
Yeah.
And it's not even organized. All it's by date and by file names, like MOVI 1023.
Yeah.
MOV. Or it's
So you want to organize. I mean, I feel like I struggle with that.
Yeah.
For
And I think-
sure.
And I think for me to get that, because it's 3 years of media.
Mm-hmm.
And I know of it. It's something that's really good. You may watch it once you get home, but then you just pick up your phone, someone texts you,
Right.
and you forget about it.
So how organized do you want it to be? And like, do you want, is your goal in 6 months, you want every single,
Yeah, all 4 drives cleaned up.
okay, and you
Cleaned
think
up,
that's
yeah.
reasonable?
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Otherwise, it'd be like last hour, last day, I'll delete everything.
If it comes down to it.
Yeah.
You never even use it because the fallback thing was behind our drive. But you
Yeah.
don't put that timeline, like, you know what, you're not going to use it ever. You never scroll back at the pictures you did at the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Nathan, we want a time-lapse video of Jeremy's project.
Yeah, that's. It would probably be like, format drive. Are you sure? I'm like, yes. But a lot of it is just going through that, like the trip I did, like Starved Rock. That was at school. It was raining. I don't need that stuff. Or all the beat takes you take of like a waterfall. There's probably like 6 different videos of that. You only
Yeah.
need one.
Yeah.
And that's the tedious stuff that you have to go through.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
1 second pictures that you were just trying to get the right lighting. But
Right.
you have like 6 different shots of them. One's good.
Right.
And that's the long-term goal. I can break it up if you want me to in my mind, but I don't know.
Well, that's-
for sake of time, it's 7 minutes.
Yeah. No, I feel like that's like what we have to do, right? Is like break that down later.
Yeah, break it down.
Like,
Because you're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
And
there's
the
so
right
much stuff.
shots,
There's so much
it's
stuff.
buried within those 10 files.
yeah, and you got to start like scheduling that out now.
Yeah, you
right?
start
Like,
doing it, and then until your eyes burn, or you start smoking cigarettes when you don't smoke, then that's when you stop.
Yeah, right.
So that's my short, was 45 seconds when I get back to Miami within 2 days. And the long, which I gave myself 4 months to 6. My life might change in 6 months.
Yeah.
Just clean up the drives. A drive a month.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. You gotta send me the
Okay.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta make it a priority. And I write it on my, I do weird shit where I put tally mark on my mirror in the bathroom, like the things I didn't do that day. So if you see enough of those tally marks and you failed, you're gonna have to do it. That's extreme stuff I do to make sure I stay close to my goals. If I set them out there, that becomes a priority to make it work.
Okay.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Thank you.
Solid. No, it was thorough. Okay. Well, we did everybody's. Cool. How do we feel?
Sweet.
Ready to go start accomplishing tasks?
Yeah. Ready to go drink.
I think you did a really good job appropriateness and questioning is because I think all of us came in with that. I'm going to have this number of
Subscribers. Yeah.
And then like really force people to break that down. Like that's like you said, it's not in my control. That can be my pie in the sky idea that I'm shooting for, but can make people watch.
Right.
Yeah, right. Right. And I think, this isn't the only time we're ever going to set goals in our lives, right, guys? So I think always using these standards where you're making sure that your goal is really a clear, concrete goal and it's within a time frame that's reasonable. Because if you don't set yourself up for success, it's not going to happen. And then it turns into a bigger thing than it might actually be. And you need to make sure it's like broken down to a small, like get a planner, right? Broken down to as small of steps as possible so that you can reach the big long-term goal of, whatever your end game is.
And I'm going to turn it around on you. So what's your short-term and long-term goal?
So mine was all about, my channel is sketch comedy, skits, and I haven't done stand-up. And I know that I want to and need to do that. In order to promote my channel, but also in order to practice a different type of comedy and different skill set. And my channel has been so difficult to just do that and work and do life that it's been difficult to even imagine writing material for a stage and then going on a stage and then blah, blah, blah. It's feels like a whole other channel to manage, And so my short-term goal is to write 2 minutes of material and have it practiced and rough draft.
Draft. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be complete, but it has to be practiced and it's a draft. And then long term, 6 months is to go on 2 stages a week. So yeah, and they're just open mics. It's not like getting gigs or anything. It's just practicing material. And even that requires me to write much more than the 2 minutes that I will have written in a month. But
How many minutes do places like that expect to have?
usually I think it's 5. But the thing is, once you're kind of done doing your 5 minutes and you feel like you've perfected it, then you move on, you have to write something different. So it's not like I'm finished. It's like videos, right? You're done with that video, now write another one. So I'm sure you can always go back to a bit, but it's a bigger thing. It's like starting and then not stopping, So that's.
So you definitely want to do stand-up versus a Second City kind of improv?
I took 3 classes at Second City, and that was all I felt like I needed in terms of structured classes. But yeah, I would be happy to go on stages doing improv or whatever too. But I feel like for the purposes of this, that's kind of the little baby size bite that I can handle right now.
Definitely, I would think you could video yourself, right? And then
Yeah.
that's the great thing, is that you can video yourself and,
Yeah.
and kind of critique, or maybe as you're practicing and then ask somebody else to watch that and see.
That's what I
Right.
said. Even you can post it, have a laugh track in the background.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if, once I'm feeling confident on a stage, I just have somebody video me, and it's every time I'm doing that, a new bit that's successful, I can put that on my channel.
Practice stand-up video that's a private,
Right.
or unlisted,
Yeah.
that you can just share with certain people. that you
Yeah.
trust. I'm just saying, if you wanted to get
That's a good
feedback,
idea.
If you weren't confident that you wanted it to be out on YouTube, gonna
Uh-huh.
break that via way using a private video that you could share a link to certain people.
Yeah, I haven't done much of that. Making a video just to be private to share with people. I haven't done that. Like I've had a video be private before, but I didn't mean to. I just was like, nah, I don't like that one. I'm not into that. Private. But that's a good idea. Yeah.
As you're working on, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Totally.
Let us know when you get your first stand-up date.
Hey, thanks. I don't know that that's in the near future.
Even the open mic though.
But the open mic, yeah. I mean, I don't know how I'll feel if I'm gonna like want to advertise that or not. Sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't. Comfortable with it, totally.
We'll beat up any hacklers.
Hey, thanks. Or like heckle me, or like be the heckler. Maybe I need that. I've had a couple of people who are like, "I'll be your hype man." I'm like, cool, come be my hype man.
They're like mad, start making fun of them.
Yeah.
Donald Trump supporter or something.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Put a racism card in.
What?
I'll throw the racism cards in probably.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so do we feel good about this?
Accomplished.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Thanks, everyone.
all right.
Ready, break.
Yeah.
Yay. That was fun.
Bye, Internet. Thanks for showing up, and see you next time, whenever that is. All right, stop streaming.